All right, so before I show you guys the shoes, I just want to give you a backstory about them. All right, so growing up, I always wanted a pair of DC Core graphics. I grew up in the time period when Viva La Bam and Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, and Jackass were a thing, and usually these people that were in that scene had a pair of DC Core graphics. They were everywhere. You couldn't get away from them. So every Christmas, I would for Christmas I would ask on my Christmas list for a pair of DC Core graphics. If it wasn't a wrestling video game, it was a DC Core graphics, or it was just both of them. Wrestling game, DC Core graphics. That's all I want, right? But every year, my folks would say no. They would say no to them, and the reason being was, one, they thought they were really ugly shoes, and two, they were too expensive. So it was like, no. So when I went to Payless with my mom one day, I was walking in the men's section and I saw a pair of Airwalks. And they looked like the DC Core graphics, and I really wanted them. And I was asking my mom, can I can I please get a pair? And she finally said yes. And the first pair of Airwalks that I remember owning were like chocolate brown, and then they had like a light brown checkered pattern on the side of the shoe, and those things were extremely comfortable. Like, I wore those everywhere. I wore those to skateboard in. I broke my ankle in them skateboarding. I wore them to school every day. Wore them in gym class. I wore them everywhere. Like, there was no place that I was not going to wear those skate shoes. Those Airwalks were everything. And then when those finally died out, I got another pair of Airwalks, and the next pair was white, blue, and black, and it had a skull and bone logo on the tongue. And the messed up part about that was I had overslept that Monday for school, and my mom dropped me off, right? And Wednesday was when I got those shoes. Um, Wednesday was when I got those shoes, and no, it was Thursday when I got the shoes. I got them on Thursday because I was going to wear them Friday to school. I missed the school bus, and I was scared to tell my mom I missed the school bus, and because she worked night shift, and I didn't want her to have to come in and then drop me off at work, drop me off at school. So I asked my brother if he would drop me off, and he was like, no. So then I was like, fine, I'm just gonna walk to school. Now I went to school further out, so the school that I walked to was about maybe a 3.5 hour walk with no sidewalks on the side of the road, and it was raining outside. So I had these majority white shoe, and I'm walking on the side of the road. My shoes are getting all muddy and ruined, and all of this stuff. And those things still held up like tanks. Those Airwalks held up like tanks. All I did was wash them off that weekend, let them air dry, and they were good to go again. But anyway, I've been looking for a pair of Airwalks ever since then, because Payless slowly got away from the puffy skate shoe. Um, and then they brought in the runners, and that was like the downfall of Payless. They started bringing those ugly runners, those champion runner shoes that they now brand as Airwalk, and it's like, that is so insulting to the Airwalk brand. Um, but anyway, I was on Poshmark the other day, and this lady was selling a size 14 pair of Airwalks, the Airwalk flips. And I remember these being sold in Payless, but my local Payless didn't have my size, and I never got the chance to order those, and they just went away. The last time I saw a pair of Airwalk flips on their website, I want to say it was like 2010, but by that point they weren't restocking sizes, so it was like odd sizes, like 7.5 or something like that. And yeah, I just missed that opportunity, and I was just kind of waiting for them to restock, and they never did. So I saw these on Poshmark. The lady was selling them for like $18. And I was debating on if I was going to get these or not, because I'm like, they are pretty old, and I didn't know like if they were going to fall apart or anything like that. What would be the issue with these shoes? But I just couldn't resist it. I ended up getting them because I'm like, man, this is nostalgia right here, you know? And I went on the Airwalk website to see, like, do you guys have any shoes? And it's like, I don't know what's up with them. They're not really updating anything, and all the links to, like, Journeys and all that, they don't have the shoes anymore. So I'm like, what's going on with Airwalk? But either way, here they are, the Airwalk flips. And this is the last, in my opinion, the last decent pair of sneakers that skate shoes that Payless sold. This was the last one, because after this shoe they went into like the knockoff Vans thing, and I reviewed that. That was my first video on this channel, the Airwalk Riders. Tread is like how I remember it. You got your Airwalk branding at the bottom. They went into like the Vans knockoff time, and that's when they made those Airwalk Riders, which I did not like. They had no support, and the back of the shoe rubbed up against my ankle, and it caused it to rub off skin, and it was uncomfortable, and I just never liked those like that. But these are pretty solid. I wore these out already. I went to the store. That puffy tongue is how I remember it. And I was nervous about getting these, to be honest, because I was nervous, like, if these were going to be as good as I remember them to be. Because when you don't have something, and then this is all you have, these are everything. But since I've owned, you know, various skate shoes since then, I was wondering if I would still like these. And I do. They still feel like I remember. That pillow ankle is still everything. And it's still squishy, still very comfortable. These will easily be a daily pair. Kind of sad that they don't have these available anywhere, you know, anymore. Very seldom will I come across a pair of Airwalks in my size. So yeah, this was a time when Payless was still everything. I mean, when Payless was true to themselves, when you could truly get a decent sneaker, a decent built sneaker for a discounted price. Those runners aren't it. And it seems like Payless still has not learned their lesson. They are still doing that. They're still pushing those damn runners. And they're not really restocking the other shoes. It looks to me like they just grabbed a bunch of stuff from a warehouse, and now they're just selling whatever they got all left. And that's it. I don't see them actually updating anything or doing anything with it. The men's side is just pretty much dead. But I'm just saying, you know, Payless. If anybody that works for Payless comes across this video, maybe just get, like, I don't know, one option of your retro Airwalks like this. One colorway. Even if you don't want to have a bunch of colorways available, just one, and then just keep that in stock. And I'm telling you that you will have people that would be interested in buying, because DC Court Graphics still have a core following, and a lot of people who grew up on DC Court Graphics can also remember these. And if you were a kid like me, you didn't have DC Court Graphics, and these were your alternatives. So this was a nostalgia part of it. So I'm just saying, Payless, you might want to keep at least one of these pairs in stock, at least one of these, because it's a solid shoe. And also get some solid basketball shoes again. I mean, they used to have some really decent ones in there. Just get back to selling shoes. I'm kind of tired of the mesh material sneaker that does not hold up well. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys. Hope you guys liked the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. And thumbs it up, and we're out. Thanks for watching.